Do some talking. So, hi everyone. The dev stream just
Hello.
started.
And I'm back. I'm back.
Yes. So, before we now start introducing ourselves and all that, let's just wait a bit because, like, the first few minutes, people are just lodging in or seeing the advertisement and whatnot.
Yeah. So let's just. I have to mute. I have to mute the stuff. You are too loud.
I'm too loud?
Yeah. It's just a Did you use the new low latency stuff?
What new low latency stuff?
Twitch has some new low latency streaming. Maybe we should try that out. So
First time I hear about it, man. Let's try this next
Yeah.
time.
All right. All right.
Okay.
So who's here? Who's here?
Who's here?
Who's here? Say hey.
I think
Hi,
Weekly
everyone.
Review is the first time with us here. That's cool. I mean, he did some streams with us and some videos. He was one of our early supporters, I think, during the campaign. That's cool.
Very cool.
It's cool having you here. And yeah, let's just wait a bit.
Hi, yes. My early access key arrived. Yes, you should all have your early access key.
Yes,
Where-
we just
Where
sent them
people
out.
backed. Yeah, they should be there. Or at least you can go to Cross Central and get them.
Yep. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Photoshop.
The first thing you should, before we start doing what we wanted to do, you should show off the new map. I just
New
finished.
map?
Or the rough sketch of it.
You mean like the center map?
The center map.
Okay, let me just check
So
if I
just-
actually got the newest version.
Yeah, if not, just do Le Pool. Le Pool.
Doop-de-doop.
I already got 12 minutes locked in Steam. Awesome, Atlasso.
Cool.
My 3 hours. Awesome, 3 hours, boy.
I think some people already have like 2-digit hour numbers in this
Damn,
in the reviews at least. So, oh, we got new stuff.
very cool. I like that we can I don't have access to Steam right now, so I can't see all the stats, but you sure can, right?
Yeah, we developers actually don't have Steam keys right now. Only you have.
Yeah, like usually, we just unlocked it for Felix,
Yeah.
so he can log into Steam and do everything. But it would be awesome if I could too. So
Yeah,
because
that's
I would
something.
be-
That's
yeah.
actually getting access, but I mean, actual Steam keys. We don't got any. Only you got. Like our team, nobody in our team has Steam keys so far. That's
Yeah,
something we still have to do.
Yeah, we can easily do that, but for the developers it would be awesome because I want to add achievements,
Hmm.
and I need access so I can test it, right? I can't just I need to be a Steamworks partner, because unlocking achievements would be a bit stupid if I unlock them and I can't test if I
Yeah, sure. I mean,
unlock them against.
we will arrange all of this. I mean, getting keys seems to be very simple. I just got like 1,079 keys today, and it took like 2 hours, and then I got them.
Very cool.
And Weekly Review wants to say something. That's all I read here. At Lesser, At Lesser is kind of in the team, I guess.
She's part of the community team, so to speak.
Yeah,
I would say
not the
like
development team.
development team, no, but the community team. I mean, that's an important team too, right? Like
Important
someone
information today. I'm drinking a disgusting energy drink
Why?
because there's nothing better around here today.
You should drink some water.
Yeah, I always drink water, but
I think that today we will we don't have that much people watching us because The Witcher came out. The Witcher 3 came out.
you mean like everybody's not playing Witcher?
I would too if I had money, but I can't just use the money we got from people to buy games. That would feel very weird.
Well, a few games sure is fine, I guess, but I think it's mostly important that we try to use most of our time to develop the game
Yeah.
as well.
That's
We
the
can't
reason
we
why I
cannot work
think-
full time either.
That's why Yeah, yeah. I shouldn't play The Witcher because I will play it for hours. I can see that. It's this type of game that's just huge, and you play it for hours. But I kind of want to wait because I kind of want to play it with someone. So hopefully this is going to be amazing, amazing.
Okay,
Oh,
so maybe let's now
excited!
start talking about what we are gonna do today in our stream.
Yeah.
Um, so again, I'm Laxen, aka Felix, and with me in Skype today again is Stefan, aka RD.
Hey, hey
And
everyone.
today, so actually, I think today we won't have any poll because I'm kind of out of ideas. Now there's one thing that was proposed that we could do, but we're not quite sure about this yet. So first of all, we're gonna do chipset graphics again today because, well, quite frankly, that's the thing we currently have to work on. That's the reason why we're doing so many chipsets right now.
Yeah,
Um,
we have
but
to.
it will be a bit different today because so far, whenever we did chipsets, we just worked on details, adding a few individual components like adding a market booth or um, doing some water animation. Today we're gonna do something else. We're gonna sketch a chipset. That's usually like the first steps we do when we create new chipsets. The idea is that we don't go into details. We just create very simple graphics to determine the layout and the proportions of all the individual elements. And I think it might be interesting for you to see how that works because it kind of gives you an insight how our process is when we create chipset graphics. And so in this case, today in particular, we're gonna work on the inside graphics for Rookie Harbor. And I think before now continue, now would be a good time to actually show Rookie Harbor to everyone. So,
Yeah, Felix, before you do that, can you make Martina a mod so everyone
oh
can
sure,
see
sure, well,
Math Rune? Oh, can I do that? Can I do that? Can I like
sure.
pay that user? I can do that. So now I don't have permission to do that, so you
Why?
have to do it.
Okay. Okay, a OP user. So today with us the first time I think is Mafuen. Okay, sorry, I just call her Tina anyway. So she's one of our sprite artists. She does most of many of our environment graphics. In particular, she did the outside of that first area in the intro. That's the one she worked on, and also the inside graphics for the cargo ship. At least, like stuff like the bridge is mostly her work, and also like the floor and the walls and a lot of details too. And I, the plan is that she's actually gonna work on doing all the details for the inside interior graphics of Rookie Harbor. And that's why she's here today, so she can give some comments, have a look at what we are doing, and maybe she will even join us in Skype later, if she feels like it. Probably have to watch some kind of conversation to actually see if she's up to it. Anyway, so that's roughly what we're gonna do today. So we're gonna sketch the interior graphics of Rookie Harbor, like the inside of the houses. And then Tina might join us later, talk a bit about sprite art and how we create the graphics, the details, and all of this. And yeah, so again, I think the good way to start is just to let's play a bit CrossCode, like the recent state of the game.
Yeah, just let's show everyone the awesome center map.
Exactly.
We just finished the rough sketch for the center map. Right now, Hannah is going to add some details for the house facades, so to speak, adding all those timbered woods to the houses
Fachwerkhaus.
and Fachwerkhaus. Yeah, very German.
Mm.
Beware.
Actually, there is a translation, but I never use it.
Timbered house.
Timber
I think.
something.
Timbered blah blah blah.
What?
Maybe someone in stream
What? Oh,
knows.
it's not working sometimes. Yeah, whatever. Let's just restart it.
Probably some of the dependency issues.
Yeah, works now.
Huh?
Okay.
Mm.
Let me just Okay, here we go. Look, it's CrossCode. Yay. Yeah, I'm just gonna enter Rookie Harbor. Yeah, let's start on the source map. So you've
Yeah.
seen this map before, I suppose. That's like the source of Rookie Harbor. We did some improvements here, but otherwise not too much change. But we also worked on a new area, which is the center of the map. As you can see, there's already a lot of houses, and you can also walk behind the houses, and the roofs will disappear accordingly. So there's actually a lot of exploration you can do already. And so you might see things look a bit empty, but that's mostly because it's still work in progress. I think Stefan can probably tell us a lot about this, but you don't see the current screen, so I guess I'm gonna talk instead. So you see you have like these kind of small. Oh my gosh, Skype just. I was already wondering why Stefan wasn't saying anything. Yeah, Skype failures, guys. Let's hope it will recover soon. Gee. Yeah, I guess like today, this morning, also Skype was acting weird, and then suddenly we had to stop our call. I hope this doesn't continue. So for now, I'm just gonna show you and try to tell you about it myself, and let's hope that Stefan will be back soon. So as you can see, there's already a lot of details. There's this kind of there's bridges. You can walk beneath this kind of bridge and also above it. And up here will be another area, which is like the northern part of Rookie Harbor. And here you see like the beginning of the marketplace, which again lacks a lot of details, but you can see like the rough structure where people are standing and selling items. And there's actually a small jumping puzzle. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to show this already, but I will just do because it's so cool. You can actually also jump on top of these trading booth things. And then you can find the small items. So yeah, guys watching the stream, sorry for all the spoilers, but I just had to show this. It's awesome. Um, and what's also interesting to see is on the right side here, here is supposed to be filled with water once it's done. So you kind of like also have a bit of water in the center part of the city. Think canalization and things like this. What is this guy doing here? I think yeah, this is like kind of like the eastern part of the city, which will be blocked in the first version because we're gonna add this later. And here, this is pretty cool, I think, because on one hand you have like this lower part which is filled by water, and then you get the upper part and this kind of bridge. Yeah, this is very nice, I think. And yeah, you see here's also like a hidden part somewhere in the source of the city, which you first have to actually realize you can go there. So you see, even in the cities, we try to have a certain element of exploration. So you actually go around and try to find some hidden areas, or maybe some hidden NPCs that might give you quests and things like this. So that's the whole idea. And now I'm gonna try to call Stefan again and hope that works. Right. So there was a question, any plot-related reason that it's always the same time of day? That's not really plot-related, it's more like technological reasons, because we would have a hard time doing day-night cycles in this game. So it's pretty much a game where it's always day or sometimes always night. It kind of like depends on the area. It's kind of like Final Fantasy X in that sense, because it always had the same time, and some areas kind of were always like in this kind of night mood and some were on the day mood. And it's a technical limitation for the most part. Stefan seems to be back. I'm gonna call him again. Anytime. Hopefully. I guess not. So we got another question here. Quick question, real quick, Felix. The way that in the early access I've noticed your weapon overheats. Now as you level up, will that overheating increase much quicker or slower as you progress more? That's a good question. The overheat is only for element modes. It's a way for us to make sure. Actually, Geflügel already answered that question, I saw. Oh, hi
I'm
Stefan, you're
back.
back. Okay, cool.
Oh, my internet just suddenly stopped working.
All right.
I don't even know.
So I just tried to show off that center area and talked a bit about it. I hope I did a good job. I'm not sure if you saw it.
No, I didn't. But I trust you. You did well. You
Okay,
did awesome.
I hope. So I think I just showed people how you can. I actually showed. I have to admit, I showed the puzzle how to get the item. I'm sorry if that was spoilers, but I just wanted to show it because it's so cool. And I just showed how you can explore different areas in the center part already and stuff like this. Are you still with me?
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still with you. Everything is cool.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
I'm kind of paranoid
a-
with Skype being dead.
Yeah, me too. Like today,
Wait,
we
is-
had some problems. Yeah, I think this puzzle here is what you showed is pretty cool with the hopping around on the.
It kind of
on
like,
these-
even though we have slightly this retro perspective, we always kind of try to surprise people by actually using the 3D collision that we have in the game, because like you could never jump on top of the trading booth in Chrono Trigger, right? So
Yeah. I mean, why not? I just said I just thought about when I add like when you walk up on these like angled trading booths, you run a little bit up. You notice that you run a little bit up. This is actually a hidden.
I can show it here again. Whoops.
Yeah, it's a hidden slope there. So I thought, if I add a hidden slope here, wouldn't that mean I can jump on the next level if I make no collision there? And it worked, and I thought like, oh man, I have to make a puzzle with it.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Well, it works really well. So it's a cool puzzle. Right.
Yeah.
So that's the current progress with Rookie Harbor. Now the thing that's missing is like the inside of these houses. So we have the outside, the exterior, the interior is still missing, and it will be kind of similar to what you saw in the cargo ship. Let me just quickly show you how the interior of the cargo ship looked like. You see, you got like small rooms. The walls are mostly transparent, except for the northern walls, and you have a lot of furniture here. And now that's the thing we still have to do for Rookie Harbor, right? Because you should be able to enter some of the houses, and things will be a bit different because we will not have the same degree of detail for Rookie Harbor. So this looks like a place where people are actually living, while Rookie Harbor is not supposed to look like this exactly, because it's more like a public place. Most of the houses that you can enter are designed for public entrance, so a lot of avatars can enter and leave. So things will look a bit different, more minimalistic, I think, but it's still roughly the same idea. So you get rooms and furniture, essentially. Yeah, and that's what we're gonna sketch, and that's what I'm gonna do in this dev stream.
Yeah, we already like had a meeting on Thursday.
Yeah, exactly.
Thursday? What Thursday?
No, was it Thursday? I know it was sometime last
I
week.
always mix up Thursday with the other one.
Thursday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday and Thursday. I
Yeah,
always
it was
mix them up
Thursday, yeah.
every time. But one of those today we actually had a meeting and we had like we started draw pile and started sketching some ideas for the inside, and it was fun. The first picture we did was no, we can't talk about it. Yeah.
Okay, week review ask another question. Let me just quickly answer that one. Okay,
Yeah.
now here is one other question. Anywhere in the game will there be any kind of weather changing portions, such as maybe snow or rain? Didn't think about this much, but I'm not sure it will fit in the concept, because like weather changing potions sounds like something which has a huge impact on the environment. Like if you're like in a game where you're the chosen one, who's the only one who can do that, that's plausible. But in Crossworlds, you run around, there are a lot of players, avatars, which are supposed to have the same capabilities as you. Now, if you have like 12 avatars all using these kind of potions, I'm not gonna imagine how the weather will look like. Like, it will probably change every second. I don't think it really fits in the concept. Though the idea obviously is nice and would give you a lot of potential for puzzles. Never think about you might add something like this in an enclosed environment, which would be dungeons. That's something you could do. Anyway, so it's I guess it's an interesting idea, but we have to see if that actually fits in CrossCode.
Yeah, I think like it will also like that would if we do that, I think that we would be like these kinds of guys that would want to make some changes to the chipsets when the rain comes. Like that would be a cool thing, like small puddles or something like that. And I think that would be a huge overhead right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Like fixed weather effects are no problem. We can spawn weather effects and we can set them per map. Like you can see this in the autumn area where you change maps and suddenly it starts to rain. It's no problem. But just like having them for fixed time, I don't know.
Alright, so I already started Photoshop. I'm gonna start creating a sketch for a chipset. And to do that, you first create an image, obviously, and hope that you kind of match the tile. Yeah, I actually kind of did. Yeah. So like it kind of matches the tile structure. In CrossCode, that means 16 by 16 pixel tiles.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna sketch the rough layout. Why I get so many tweets right now? That's crazy.
Oh, and I just have to get into the mode again. While you're doing that, I will answer some questions.
That's cool.
Come on. Does the current Steam demo have anything new or yeah, definitely, Wandun. There is new stuff like the new battle UI, the trading system, like you can farm items from enemies and these glowing plants. So that's new. However, I think that's basically right now it. But these are kind of large systems. Oh yeah, there's also the trading menu and the trading booths. These, like, you can find 4 of them in the autumn area right now. And right now we are also working on the Rookie Harbor, which I hope we can release next month. I hope we can do that so people can see the Rookie Harbor area.
Rookie Harbor.
Maybe not finished. Maybe not finished with all the NPCs in it, but you can already run around.
That will probably take some more time. I'm kind of confused right now because where's the pen? I just saw it this morning. That's weird.
Go ahead and search for it.
I mean, come on, my desk is not that huge. How can this?
There's a Steam demo. Yeah, there's a Steam demo.
There's only early access. There's no demo. It's actually something you probably want to add. What the?
Maybe we can link directly to the to the game instead to the search.
I wish I could just show this to people. Like, I didn't find the pen because it was placed right behind the water bottle, which was obstructing my viewing point to the. Okay, I got it. So that's weird. I found it. I found the pen.
Yeah, everyone that can get a key.
Yep.
Can go to the Cross Central site and find their Steam key right there. Right there.
Yes, we just added a couple of hours ago. So just log into Cross Central and you will see your key. Actually, I just realized something. There might be some people out there that actually ordered multiple keys. That's a use case I entirely ignored. I kind of forgot about this. So if you happened to have multiple keys, that's no problem. Just write us a mail. And we're gonna give you another key as soon as we can. I will just add it manually somehow. So I hope that I at least hope that most people only had one key, and that there are not too many people with more than one key.
Yeah, maybe this is part of a problem. Maybe that we also merged some perks together into one, because it seemed like they were meant to be merged. So some people might. Yeah, so some people might contact us again and say, "Oh, you accidentally just I pledged twice, and now I actually wanted 2 keys." But we can sort out these problems.
Yep.
No problem. No problem with the problems. Any idea? Shalanoa ask any idea of the number of dungeons that will be in the final game? Also, any dungeon will be a tower. Kind of a tower, one of them.
Yeah, I think towers are likely.
Yeah, so let me like count them in my head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 or 6. I think
Dungeons?
dungeons.
I think
5 or
there.
6.
I think they're kind of. I think it was 7 dungeons even. Let me think.
Maybe 7. Yeah, maybe it's 7. But it's something. It's enough
Yeah,
for
it's kind of hard to say
yeah.
because we might need to cut some dungeons if it turns out that it's too much work. You cannot try to stay flexible here. But yeah, that's roughly the number that you can expect. Um, okay, I think there are more questions. You can answer those, Stefan, right?
Yeah, I can do that. Is there a difference between the demo and the early access content right now? Yeah, I just basically answered this question, so I'm jumping that. Was there no email sent out to the backers? Yes, everyone that backed got an email with at the email address they backed with, and you also need to check your spam folder because we send them out with a new email address. Most email services will flag this email as spam mail.
Yes, and some
That's kind of
services won't even receive those mails in the first place, so it's kind of annoying. But
yeah.
you don't need to receive the mail. It's enough by just logging to the system. Well, is it about logging in or is it about getting the Steam key? I kind of
Yeah,
didn't.
I don't know. Logging in should work. If you have problem, write us a mail at
Contact, yeah.
contact at at radicalfishgames.com, and you can contact us there with the email and tell us everything, your data, and we will sort this thing out for you.
Yeah.
We just know that there will always be problems, and we will fix them for you.
Okay, just a quick note. What you're currently seeing here is some Google document that we created in one of our last meetings to just summarize what the interior should look like. For some reason, it's mostly German. I mean, we tend to document a lot of things in English, but there we just were lazy and it was German after all. Anyway, we got a lot of notes here and references. I'm not going to show this into details, just to show the process that we're using. The first thing we do is usually have Skype meetings and talk about things and gather ideas and make a list like this, and then we continue creating graphics.
Yeah, super large. Yeah, this is basically what we got together in our meeting.
Yeah.
And there's mixture of both German and English because that's how we work. We in Germany we just talk English.
No, that's
much.
not a German thing. That's mostly actually we try to document most things in English.
Yeah.
And but there we just got lazy and I wrote German after all because sometimes it's still faster for me to write stuff in German, especially like details work, like how furnitures are called. I sometimes still confused how things are called in English. Like I always forgot what Regal is in English. Shelf, isn't it? Okay, yeah, then now I remember it anyway.
Or rack. You can also say rack. I just remembered. I played a game once where it was rack. I just try to answer questions because they're just popping up right now, and because I think they're important because of the early access thing, and I know that people have lots of questions about that.
Sure, go ahead.
Could you explain how to do that with early access? I have to buy the game on Steam? Basically, early access works like that. Yeah, you buy the game on Steam and you get early access. Now we know that some people want a DRM free version, so we try to work on that too. But for now, it's Steam only. If you back the game with at least $15,
You mean
50
25?
euros, 25 euros. Sorry,
Actually, you have to update
euros.
this in the post too. You wrote 15 in the post. Please update this sometime soon.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm so sorry. I was tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you at least backed 25 euros, you get your Steam key. You can access this via our Cross Central. Let me just get the link for you. And I post this link here. So this is basically our place for all the backers, right? So, but we will also, of course, many people will send us mails and we try to sort this out over time. And everyone gets their Steam keys, guaranteed, no problem. Everyone who backed $25. So, any dungeon length will be the same as demo or longer. I don't think as the whole longer than the whole demo. Like a dungeon that's 4 hours long is probably
Maybe longer than the puzzle mode in the demo?
yeah, maybe
That
longer than
yes.
a puzzle mode for sure.
I
Yeah,
mean, the
but not
puzzle mode
than,
that you find in the demo is more like a short dungeon, and I think at least later dungeons will be longer than this one. I think one of the first dungeons might be about that length, maybe a bit longer, but later dungeons will be longer for certainly, most certainly. Okay, Stefan?
I'm here. I just don't know
Okay.
what to say right now. Should I answer more questions while you work?
Sure.
Okay. So
Oh
after
my.
and if I back the game, I'm just asking. Yeah. Like I said, if you back the game with $25, you get your Steam key. You can get it via our Cross Central. Yeah, Cross Central. Dem Teppiche.
So I just had to delete everything because I had anti-aliasing activated. That kind of sucks.
Yeah. Yes. For everyone that doesn't back the game and wants to get into early access, we have an exclusive offer right now with the launching of the early access, where you can get the early access for $70 after the 22nd, which is my birthday, by the way.
Okay.
Just saying. It's going to be $19.99. So, but note that when you buy the game on Steam, like on the Indiegogo campaign, when you pledged 25 euros, you will get an credits entry. You won't get a credits entry with the Steam early access. Like that's something we wanted to have for the early backers, because like they were being so supportive. There will be another chance for people that really want to be in the game via pre-orders and couldn't make it for the campaign. So we're trying to work on this too. It's going to be something with the Humble widget, and we need to work on that too. It's Felix is already had already some issues with it, as far as I know.
Humble widget?
With the Humble widget, yeah, you just said something about it. It was difficult, or I don't know.
Didn't I? I think that must have been something
Stefan, you
else.
still can you still send more money to at least be featured in the credits still for the game? Yes. I just said weekly reviews. Yeah, you will have the option to do that.
With the Humble Bundle
Later
widgets.
with
Yeah.
the Humble Vendor, and you can basically we will remix a little bit of the perks. They will, of course, have the whole cool thing we already had, like the wallpaper and some in-game NPCs, something like that. Not longer than for no raids in CC. No, I'm sorry, 4 hours for a dungeon. I think it's actually bad game design to make one instance like so long. Maybe for an MMORPG it makes totally sense, but not
What
for
are
an
you
action
talking about?
RPG.
Sorry.
Van Doon just said something about we make larger dungeons, but not one dungeon that takes 4 hours to complete.
What?
That's like way too much.
Where do you get this?
Maybe in MMORPGs it's like normal to have like a raid, like an instance for a dungeon, and it takes a lot of time. So if I pay 15 back and have to pay another 17 if I want early access, then I will have 2 copies of the game. Yeah, sorry, you had to back 25. That was an error on my part, of course. You can see it in the Indiegogo campaign, right? It's mix up. I just fixed that right now.
Right.
That was me being tired. I'm super sorry.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now, just a short mention here. Gonna try to find some good references for the inside of Fachwerkhaus. Did we have some images for that? How I should do the walls, Stefan?
No, just Google interior, right? Yeah, Fachwerkhaus.
Make it in German. In the German. Here, I like this one.
Yeah.
That one is pretty nice.
Yeah, we really didn't watch lots of interior. We only watched exterior, I have to say.
Okay, just looked up some reference, and What I'm now gonna do is kind of like roughly add the structure for this interior. Doop, doop. Continue, please. Or not.
Yeah. Oh, you might hear some humming in the background right now.
Okay.
Never mind, it will stop soon.
Yeah. So again, the focus here is mostly on structure. That means not too much colors. So
Yeah.
I shouldn't spend too much time trying to find the ideal colors. That's what now Tina's gonna do afterwards. And but I still tend to at least optimize the colors a bit because like if it's too bad, you will just get the wrong impression of the whole thing. So it seems like this should be on the walls.
Oh, sorry, sorry, Tina. We can't just Skype. I will add Tina to Skype. So
Oh yeah,
let's
sorry, I entirely
let's
forgot about
welcome
that.
Tina. Add
Okay.
people to call.
Right,
Tina.
let's do that.
So let's do it.
Can do this? Can you do this? Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
I just let's see if
Right.
she joins.
Doop.
It's dialing. It's calling. Come on, Tina. You can do it. I believe in you.
Hello.
Hello, Eva. Hello,
There
Tina.
we go. Welcome, Tina.
I had to ask quite a bit.
Yeah, sorry. It's like there's too much stuff going on in parallel whenever you do streams, so I always lose track of one thing at least. Usually Skype.
Oh, we also have good news. Probably soon we can start on some more dev streams because I will actually have better internet.
Yay.
So it's going to be very cool. I can just, when I work on CrossCode, I can just stream it for you guys, especially if I make maps. I think it's okay because
I hope it works better
just-
for you because I tend to be very slow whenever I stream.
Stefan, Flo wants to join too.
So once, come on, man, this is getting crowded. Just give me a second. I add him.
Yeah, let's at least try. We can still
How
How
sort
do you know
out
there's
when it
already
gets
that
too
saying three's a crowd?
chaotic. Well, it works for this French stream. You remember they had how many people in the thing? There were a lot of people. And it
let's
was funny.
welcome Teflo. What's up, my man? My man.
Hi, Flo.
You're very, very quiet.
Yes.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
he's very low volume.
Wait a second. Hi.
A question here. I've heard Android supports HTML5. Do you think it could be ported? Android supports HTML5 since the very beginning, basically, kind of. The problem with is not the support, but more the controls. Like on on an Android device, you only have one button. Well, you have multiple buttons you can touch with multiple fingers, but still, you have a very limited set of controls. And for such a fast-paced action combat system, it's kind of hard to integrate these mechanics on a mobile game. Like that's something you already see in some mobile games where they basically have on-screen displays, like an on-screen direction pad and an on-screen face buttons, and that's actually kind of bad design because your thumbs will always be above the screen and you can't see everything, which is kind of not cool because you want to see everything. So
True.
if we would do that and we would make an game for mobile, we would pay attention to that because it's basic game design. Like there are cool games that actually do that, like Terror Battle, right? Like they have a battle system that totally makes sense for mobile. You just hold one character and move him around, and that's kind of a cool idea if you ask me, but not for CrossCode. I think it's just too many things, too many cooks.
I agree. So like
So yeah, Devlo.
actually initially it was actually the plan to add CrossCode for mobile devices, but I scrapped the idea as soon as I realized that the whole control scheme simply doesn't work. Now things might be different if you actually have a gamepad for mobile, but I don't think that's really established yet.
Yeah, people tried that already.
Oh, you are
Play-
still quiet.
Really.
Yeah.
Yep.
I hear myself really loud. That's confusing.
It's getting a little bit louder now.
Yeah, I'm turning it up.
Yeah. That should.
Better?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
It
that's-
sounds. I
that's
think
good.
that works.
I have to wait. Make it quieter on my headphones. Too loud.
So they never answered my question, or did they? I don't know. Weekly reviews. Sometimes questions slip through.
I'm sorry for my laptop fan. It's really loud, and I don't know why. I'm not doing anything.
It's probably Twitch and Skype. Skype is really taking lots of
Resources.
processing time. Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think we should switch to TeamSpeak if we do this. Because
Yeah,
TeamSpeak
yeah,
is just
probably.
it's just much better for this kind of stuff. Weekly reviews. Please wait for the pre-orders if you want to get into the more involved into the game. So if you want a credits entry and be an NPC or something like that, we will work on this soon. For now, we just happy we are on Steam and we can sort these things out. Actually, we were pretty surprised like how fast we're moving forward right now, because normally it's not that fast. Like, think of all the other Kickstarters, like they're not even on early access and stuff like that, and whew,
Yeah, well,
so
I
much
mean,
stuff happening right now.
we already had this
Like
one
we have
demo,
help,
right?
we have help. So we have help from Deck 13. So
That certainly helps.
great guys from Deck 13. They'll help
Yep.
us a lot.
In fact, we are actually going to have a meeting with them this week on Thursday and discussing
Yes.
like the whole project in general. But I mean, they seem to be pretty positive about our game in general. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this meeting. Yeah, it's just a bit some
Felix,
short
you're
word
sure
about.
working now a lot more tidy than you normally would do with those layout graphics.
I'm very tidy, you mean?
Yeah, you're working really tidy with those at the moment.
Yeah, the
Because they
thing
have
is,
symmetry, you can easily make
yeah, the
symmetry.
thing is, but it's important, right? What I'm
I
trying,
know it's important.
what I'm trying to figure out right now is the layout of these layout. No, let's stop this. The layout of
Words.
the layout of these kind of wooden Balkan. What's Balkan? Holy crap! Somebody help me out.
Beams.
Beams. Yeah, right. Beams, right. Beams with them, right.
Plucky
Um,
87
and
wants
I
an
mean-
wants an option. Sorry, Fix. Go
Please, I
ahead.
wasn't finished yet. So the
Yeah.
thing is here, you have to like do it in a way that that you don't waste too much tiles. So it's always kind of difficult to figure out what's the good layout that you don't have too many tile graphics, because too many tile graphics, it's not just about that it wastes memory, because quite frankly that's no problem usually with today's hardware. But if you have more tiles, it's more complicated to create maps with it. So minimizing tiles automatically means maps are easier to create. So you should try to have as little tiles as possible.
Yeah.
I'm done.
All right, it worked. It worked. I just want to say it worked great for the exterior. Like there's a tidy structure for the timbered houses. It might look complex, but there's actually a system to it,
Yeah.
and I really like that. It makes creating these houses much
Actually,
easier.
so
Well, it makes actually creating all of the graphics a lot more easy if you're having some decent layout already set.
now I'm just wondering, should we maybe just reuse the same structure from the outside houses for inside?
Well, if it's just
Wouldn't that make
basic,
sense anyway? I mean, if you have the beams on the outside, you have the same beams on the inside, right? Actually.
normally you do, yes.
Yeah. So okay, why not do that?
So yes, you could be saving time.
I will do this now. It's not too late.
Yeah,
yet.
but I think not the same. I like these large sloped metal thingies, wood thingies,
okay.
in instead of these smaller ones you have on the outside. And I think that's also normal, right? Because on the inside you have these stable ground pillars that hold the house,
I
and
mean,
on
if you
the
talk
outside.
about realistic design, you have exactly the same beams from the inside as outside because the beams are as wide as the wall, right? That's what I would expect at least.
I don't know. I kind of like these larger ones. I have to
Uh,
say, I like them. But let me finish this answer here. So Lucky87 asked if we could add a option so you can upgrade your perk on Cross Central. And I'm not sure about this because
yeah, it's
it's
complicated.
part of the it's complicated, and it's also part of this campaign, right? You have this campaign, and for the campaign, people can get in, and they should get something that after that people can't get, because otherwise it would lose kind of this special feeling, right? This prestige
It's like
that some
a
people
very
had.
easy practical reason. Not exactly sure how we should manage the payment for that.
Yeah, also that's also true. Well, you could PayPal or something like
Yeah,
that.
probably, but yeah. But I think that's something that we would rather do with the PayPal widgets. But really, upgrading perks is really troublesome. So I'm afraid we
Especially
can't.
after the campaign,
Yeah,
right
especially
now.
after the campaign. Yeah.
Yeah. 3DS is a very good idea. I love you guys, man. Everyone, just PS Vita, 3DS, PS4, Xbox One. Like, we would love to do this so much. Like, we would really do. But we can't, based on the technology. We can do Wii U because they have a framework, but PS Vita, like, there's very, very slim chances. Same for 3DS. Like, for 3DS, we can't just use it. I don't think that HTML5 would work in any way because the hardware.
3DS?
Yeah,
No
I think the
way, no.
hardware.
I mean,
we would need to rewrite the whole code in C.
exactly. That's no
Yeah.
problem. No, that's the downside of using HTML5, really. The upside is you can actually develop a game without having huge compile times.
Yeah, I wonder when the 3D. Basically, they could try to make like the consoles more like these new smartphones, because nowadays smartphones have like 8 cores, and actually a super strong, like the S6 has a 8-core
Yeah, wow.
processor. 8 cores, like this thing is so small, and there are 8 processing cores in it. I just can't believe it.
That's the only way you can
And-
scale these days, adding more cores.
Yeah, I mean, we hit like the limit of that, I guess, because
Okay.
they're.
So I guess now I just added some diagonal graphics and I made it in a way that it repeats properly, so you can see this tile is roughly the same as this tile except for the border, so I kind of like try to minimize the number of tiles here, and I think it works. So that would work. It's different from the outside, but I also think like I think I rather go with a separate set of graphics, because on the outside everything is kind of scaled smaller and inside everything is scaled up a bit. Which is not quite logical, but I think it will look better because, I don't know, you tend to have this kind of intuition that everything looks a bit larger when you enter the houses. Like
It
it
will
used to
also.
be in
I
old
will
games.
totally
Yes, you
serve
can
the
have-
trope that the interior looks larger than the exterior.
Yeah.
I will try to serve this trope so hard because I love it.
Okay, so let's
It's just
screw logic here.
yeah, it's a little bit illogical, but I think it works because no one ever asks if this is really logical. The new 3DS game, new 3DS wouldn't work either. It's just too weak.
Yep.
And creating the game in 3D is like I think we could do it in 10 years. If we had 10 years to work on it. Like real 3D. I think like we always talk about this making like 2.5D, where we have a Z buffer, so we actually have real models, objects. They're just displayed as sprites like in FAS. And something like that might work. Oh, I'm sorry. That was my cat.
Okay.
Yeah, she's trying to destroy my smartphone. Yeah, but I would really would like to see that maybe someday try out to have the same perspective, but having 3D technology behind it. But not for the next game.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of want to get away from that. But let's talk about the current game, which is...
That CrossCode.
And most games heavily optimized for new 3DS run at like 50 FPS on the old 3DS. Yeah, that's about the point. I think basically the gameplay and everything would work on 3DS
Perfectly fine,
without
yeah.
perfectly fine. The problem is the technology behind it. It's just only like I can already see that creating like this game on 3DS, but I have to say I'm not a C dev. I think just Felix has this extensive knowledge of C. I don't know about Teflo. Did you
What?
Did you don't have that much knowledge about C and C++, right?
No.
Yeah, so it's just Felix, and we would have to learn this from scratch, so it would take a lot of time.
The thing is, we just spent a lot of time creating this engine that we have here, and unfortunately this engine is all based in HTML5, which is also like kind of like the whole innovation behind it. It's kind of like a restriction, but the whole point is that it will just run in the web browser, and that's awesome. It might be that like future handhelds might maybe support HTML5 to an extent that it actually is feasible again to run CrossCode on it, but that's not the case right now. So in the future you might have maybe our games on handhelds. And then there's of course ideas that you can like do a mixture, like you extend the engine, that you just re-implement the core in a very effective manner in native languages, like the rendering and the physics are actually in C and C++, and they're optimized for a specific platform. And then you have JavaScript for the less resource-intensive parts, like the logic for the enemies and the NPCs and the player controls. And then you might be able to actually do handheld games based on the same engine. But the whole point is it's still a lot of work to actually develop this whole technical thing.
Is it still possible to be a backer somehow? Unbool. Yeah. You can basically become a Slacker backer via pre-orders later. It's going to happen.
Okay, so I think I now found what do you think about this beam structure here? Tina, what do you think? Is that okay? Any suggestions? Still with us, Tina?
Yes, I am. It still looks decent. I just muted my microphone because the cat was rummaging around.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to. Always be wary of the cats.
Yep. We have a lot of cats in today's stream, I think. It's a good thing there are no cats here on campus.
Well, it's not really my cat. It's a cat from my dad, but someone has to take care of her when it's late. She always tries to jump on the bed, but she isn't allowed to. So. All right. Keep in mind, there's 3 parties that want a slice of the cake. Yeah, India. Oh yeah. So the general Texas talk. You might think 90. We have 90,000 euros, but we don't.
No, we don't. Yeah, we of course have to. It's kind of tech thing is, so first of all, there's a share for Indiegogo, for PayPal, and then there's the whole thing. If you just have an income, all of a sudden, yeah, the state wants to have a share of it.
Yeah,
and that's
the so-called
something.
value-added tax.
Yeah,
I guess it's called in the US, basically in English, the VAT.
That's something we have to deal with. Not right now, but very soon. And
very soon.
And that's something. There may be some ways to reduce this kind of tax, and that's why we soon have some kind of meeting with the tax advisor, try to figure things out, and hopefully we will not lose too much of it. But yeah.
Don't you dare make games in Java. I will find you and I will attempt to do so. I made games in Java and I'm not I will say so every time. And Java equals virtual machine equals pain. JavaScript actually runs with a virtual machine too.
I'm not sure. It really depends on the implementation.
That's true, right? But like for Google, it's the V8.
But
The
is that a
virtual
virtual
machine.
machine? I'm not really sure.
Well, or is it a interpreter? It's an.
It's not
I'm-
interpreted. It's like it's. I'm not sure. It's not
It,
just in
it, it
time
compiles.
compiled.
It compiles in real time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just in time compiled somehow. Though I think the Firefox is mostly just in time compiled. Compiled. I'm not sure what V8 was. They kind of like have this. They also do this optimization during runtime. I mean, everything is done runtime. I think the thing about virtual machines is that you have this kind of bitcode representation, and you don't have this for JavaScript in general.
Yeah, Java might have not these much that much uses in game development. Though I must say I had fun developing stuff. Like there's this cool framework called
Like Minecraft is done in Java.
Yeah, yeah. Many people like would say like, yeah, that's a problem why it's so slow, but that's not really true. And
I don't think that's the issue here.
yeah, no, like I think lots of developers would say no, it's not the problem that it made. Well, kind of, because it started as a hobby project and it was poorly implemented, but over time it got better. And the problem is more that they write and read huge amounts of data from the hard drive every frame, and that's you can do this in C++ or in C2 and it would be slow. It's just the basic gameplay behind it and the idea of creating unlimited content that makes it difficult to handle, because you have to save it somewhere and you can't just put it all in the RAM because it will overflow so fast. Many people had problems with that in the early days of Minecraft.
Yep.
Go down, cat. I'm serious.
Okay. So I'm gonna try to create a beam for the upper roof. Just a small notification. Oh crap! What did I do?
I don't know.
That's better.
You tell me.
Okay.
Teflo,
Hi. Yes.
you did some Java development too, right? We did it
Yeah.
together, even to speak so.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yeah, I think so too. So yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think I don't like Java anymore. When you have JavaScript,
Right now, yeah, I agree.
it's like you're limited in so many ways.
It's very verbose. You have to write so much stuff.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
just having the default function is like public static void main parentheses string args array. It's like so much, and in JavaScript it's
Yeah.
basically you start right with the code. You can just do stuff. Yeah, I think I pretty much converted to JavaScript.
Yeah, two very different languages, and
Yeah,
I think
and
Java still has its use case mode. I mean,
Yeah, especially
every
in the enterprise
Yes, I mean,
development, like yeah.
maybe somebody can post FizzBuzz Enterprise Edition for all the programmers here. That's a very fun.
Yeah,
a
if
very
you,
fun
if you want
webpage.
to have a good laugh at how software development works in higher classes, like in big companies, you will have a lot of fun with FizzBuzz Enterprise. Whoever did this is a genius, and I love him. I just have to find it again. FizzBuzz Enterprise. Oh, I just found it. Yeah. FizzBuzz Enterprise Edition is a non-nonsense implementation of FizzBuzz made by a serious businessman for serious business purposes. It already starts. So good.
Just as said, that is so it's so incredible, funny. Oh man.
Is that tree the I just can't say this word.
What kind of tree?
I'm a bit confused which tree is actually mentioned.
I don't know what people are talking about.
Does
so
this tree
Yeah,
has
I'm a
leaf?
bit lost
I don't
too.
get it.
There's no,
Yeah.
there are simple trees. That's all. Like every game has trees, right? We have them
A
too.
lot of trees in CrossCode for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes in CrossCode there are a lot of trees that are special.
How am I gonna do this with beam? Not really.
We have 77 people already. Hello,
Yay.
everyone. I hope.
That's a lot.
Wait, let's see who's there. Who's here? Who's here? I see some mods. I don't want to see them. I don't care. So many people. So I think what you do right now is these
The beams for the ceiling.
the beams, right? The beams. That's the word I was searching for.
Beam me up, Scotty. I'm sorry.
Oh boy, Felix, no, go.
Not too much. I spent a whole weekend with Hannah. It kinda
And
shows.
what did you do? Why?
He does his usual thing. Puns.
Why?
All the time.
Yeah, these oh right. Sometimes they are very good. So
Yeah. Yeah, like this. Yeah.
oh, I accidentally reloaded the page. Very smart. So I can't see what you're doing.
Oh. Oh
Oh.
my.
Wait.
Oh, it's
Now it's working.
just putting pixels. Nothing special.
Can we get the Ninja custom in early access? I don't know if we finish this for early access. It will probably happen over the time of the early access, but
Yeah, I think the ninja skill will probably take some time because it's pretty much low priority. I mean, we promised to add it, but we first have to make sure that the rest of the game is pushed.
no, listen. We are looking at the Skype chat. At least I do all the time. I try to answer the questions. So your work is appreciated.
Yeah, the thing about these beams is always that it kind of tends to be confusing. Well, it's something we have to probably shouldn't focus too much on the beams on the roof for now, but maybe some other things. Let me just save the
they
thing.
already look good. Yeah.
Was there
save.
any save reminder?
No,
Didn't hear any.
not this.
I'm kind of disappointed. I want my save reminders.
Now what happened with them who paid for the Watcher perk?
Oh yeah, the Watcher perk. Yeah, that's a good question. Because we don't really want to do private streams because it's kind of like I think it's less interesting for everybody involved. But we will try to come up with some alternative exclusive features that we will use for the Watcher perks. That's probably something we will do next week or this week. The first thing I was thinking about that people can simply ask questions via Cross Central. They can just submit a question, and we will just try to answer these questions within the stream. And sometimes these kind of questions are also like answered in more detail, so we actually show some. For instance, we can explain some technical details or can show how certain sprites have been created. So we will try to answer these kind of questions that the Watcher perk people ask. I think that's at least one of the first things we can do.
Sounds good, yeah. But what does this the Sunday stream will always be something for everyone, basically. Because it's just so popular and people like it and people like watching Felix doing stuff.
I mean, I could also do like separate private streams. I think is that's
yeah, but the problem is we would need to take a different platform for that, and people need to log into that, and it would be a hassle for everyone. So why not try to make it better and easier for everyone? And and I think the Watcher people will agree on that. That they have some influence over what we
now
what we
people
show
want to
off.
upgrade to Watcher. Yeah, the thing is, you can still ask questions the regular way. It's just that the Watcher perk questions will take priority over the other questions.
Yeah.
Or
So it makes streams.
You can ask a fellow Watcher perk guy to ask your question. That's an option too.
The class.
I'm sure you will figure out some way.
Yeah. could viewers suggest Easter eggs? You can always suggest Easter eggs if we add them in. Like we have our own minds and want to add the Easter eggs we want. So maybe they overlap with people at Easter eggs, but it's basically part of our crazy minds that want to add some stupid stuff.
Alright, Tina, I will create a folder for you here, which is called Rookie Harbor Interior.
Okay.
And I will add the sketch PSD in there. Here we go.
Xenoblade references will be in the game a lot.
It's right
I-
time. There's
It's yeah.
no rainbow, no
I
rainbows
played
out.
Smash Bros. Today, and I was really feeling it. I love Shulk. I just love Shulk so hard.
Ryan is much better.
My friends already say that Shulk basically stands for Stefan Hulk
Stefan.
because Stefan Hulk Shulk
Oh gosh.
But
because I just like Shulk. Such an amazing character. Like it's like Sakaguchi basically said, "All right, guys, we need a character Stefan will like. So he needs to have great reach, and he needs to switch his moves, and something like that." And then he said Shulk would be cool, and then they also added a color scheme which was like black and white and red, and so perfect.
Okay.
I know that people generally don't play Shulk because he's slow, but I don't care. I just backslash everything. And Phoenix does too. Yeah.
Yeah,
all the
whenever I
time,
play
backslash.
Smash Bros, which doesn't happen that often, but then I play Shulk and do backslash all the time. And I'm really suck at it, but it's still fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yay,
So-
Twitch died
we
for
have
me
a
again.
Oh,
Hey, welcome back, Tino. We have a Minecraft
I'm not
reference.
back. I'm not saying anything. I just hear you guys now.
All right. But we
so-
mustn't be careless. I think.
Yeah.
So take care in making your designs, Felix.
Mm.
Oh man.
So where was I? Okay, now I created the rough wall structure. I think that roughly works. I didn't do the diagonal. I'm not really sure we will have diagonal walls, these kind of things. I'm just gonna remove those for now. That's less work for me. I like
Yeah, re-rows. Where do we have a Minecraft reference? Because I don't know. I really.
What kind of Minecraft reference? No.
I can guarantee you that neither Hannah or I did any item references for Minecraft when they're totally like incidental.
Mm-hmm.
With Moani leaves. What are Moani leaves? So many reference questions. Like, I don't know. I don't want to say anything about reference because we will add them and I don't want to spoil them. So.
Okay.
Important.
So, a bit about chipset. Something where we actually planning was to have some kind of more dark floor for these kind of buildings, right? Some kind of blackish marble floor. Was that?
Yeah, it should be in the dock.
Yeah, I see.
right?
I still see the references. So I'm just gonna kind of try to sketch at least to roughly have the right color for this. I still wonder how this will work out. It must not be too dark because this will not work out really.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to point out that having slope wall tiles is probably nothing we need.
Yeah. So I removed it.
Yeah, right. I see it right now. Oh, stream is lagging. All right. It was yeah. Like,
I was also
some-
talking about it before, but okay.
All right. I'm sorry. I somehow completely didn't.
Well,
listen
you
to
gotta read the questions, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to follow the chat and try to.
Multitasking is hard.
Yeah, I'm not really good at it either.
I suck at it most
Um,
anyway. So
So Tina or Teflo, any one of you wants to say something?
I don't know. I plan to make some sounds tonight when there are no planes flying above my house. Then I go in the cellar and record some things like like step sounds for the stone ground. And
Oh yeah, that one
I
would be
think
good.
I have to make step sounds for the market stands, right?
Oh yeah,
Like,
something with fabric. That
yeah.
sounds like fabric. Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't aware of that. And sorry, someone keeps ringing the bell. I'm back in a moment.
Some,
All right.
um, is
Thinking
anyone
about
else
what to
in the?
say. Well,
Yeah. Go ahead, Tina.
well, I was talking with Felix about that. Maybe we're making some video on actually how the progress of the graphics is past that station in the development of them, and record it and maybe later upload it so you can actually see how we're working on them.
Yeah, that's an idea. So like, Tina will add all the details, record the progress, and we will upload that into YouTube, so you can actually see how the details are added. I think that's pretty cool. So we might also make it quicker, right? Having some kind of time lapse.
Yeah,
Right.
I think that
But there
that's
might be
it's something you should always do because sometimes it takes out. Well, Twitch is just so slow right now. Keeps lagging and
Okay. Actually, my case is just loading
Sorry.
video.
Back again.
welcome back.
Yeah, I still need some ideas for other sounds.
Well, you could work on the item get sounds, right? Like we.
Fuck yes, I just always forget it.
You know what? It's no problem. We have a new task system for that. I can just make a task, and
Yes,
please. You can see this task, and you can even start it. Like you can say, "All right, I'm starting to work on it now," and then post comments and say it's awesome. So let me just give you a task for that, and tell me if it gets to you, because I know that I can make someone responsible for it.
Should be possible.
Create. So I just item drop sounds. I call this item drop sounds. For the area, for the rookie area, I make a separate issue so you can actually.
Guys, I got the. Oh, sorry, just go ahead. Hold on, but
No.
I got a quick question for you. So, actually, we have to wait until you can actually see the current chipset in the stream. Is the stream working?
Yeah, stream is working.
Okay.
It is.
So can you see like the two different floor variants now? One left. So which one do you think is better, like horizontal or vertical lines?
Could you make
I just see vertical lines.
Okay,
so you gotta wait a bit, I guess. Though.
Okay.
Can you make in between lines so it actually looks a little bit tiled? Because right now I like both, so I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna add some in between lines, so it should just roughly get the impression.
And now I see it.
Yeah.
I also like both.
We can also add both in the worst case, that's not a big problem.
Alright, Teflo, you got yourself a new task.
Yes, I heard a sound. I like the sounds of this Bitrix thing.
Yeah, there's also a desktop application, so you can just start it in background and the sound comes every time something new drops by. It's actually pretty cool.
Actually, those things need to be longer. But then I have to use 2 tiles that are looping, which I don't like to do.
Come on.
Yeah, okay, we'll be fine, I guess. If you don't have too many
Yeah.
variants, we can use 2 tiles.
I just want to say there aren't many. This is a basic ground tile. I don't think there will be many variants.
Yeah, as long as you don't have diagonal floor walls. Once
No,
we have
please don't.
diagonal walls, but then if you combine this with our shadow tile system, we don't have any variants.
I see you making currently the tiles, and it kind of looks like stone. Should it?
I think
Yeah.
that's mostly because of the shading.
Yeah. The idea
Like
was
bricks.
that we have like this more of an
Marble floor.
marble floor. Like,
Actually, let me just quickly show you some screenshot that we used in our references.
Yeah, I think so.
I just posted here in the stream and I sent you a link directly so you can see it immediately. Once I actually find the Skype conversation here. Here we go. So here that's the image. I think.
Okay.
So you can see like this one is supposed to be marble. Our engineer Teku guaranteed us that it's marble. So it looks like wood though, and we thought it was pretty cool. So kind of having these kind of.
Oh, you actually mean the floor?
But no, wait. Now that I look at this in detail, don't you notice that actually the width of these things is not the same? It's wide and then it's thin again.
White fin. All right. That's
Okay,
actually...
this is awesome. Actually, I love this idea because that means that. Let me just try this out at least.
Wait. In the picture you sent me, there's a marble wall.
No, it's about the floor here, not the wall.
Okay.
Yeah, there's also a marble wall, but Teku said that the floor is also marble or some kind of.
Okay.
Yeah,
Weird.
I trust him with that.
Well, it does definitely look like it's stone on the wall and on the floor.
Yeah.
Just that on the wall seems more like marble.
Actually, that's it.
All right, I created another issue for you, Teflo, so you also know your sound issue for the Rookie Harbor area.
Cool. Oh right. I have to make the crowd sounds. That will be fun. Because I need people, different people like friends of mine to not really talk because you don't want to hear explicit words.
Yeah, that would be distracting.
Yeah, you want like and like a lot of voices like that with different pitches and.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun to make.
Yeah, words would be difficult because somehow the ear would notice that there would be words and you would listen to it, and that would be too much.
I think about adding 1 or 2 words like in the background, and you kind of think you heard one, but you don't really know.
I could Blocky87 asked makes a suggestion. You need to add a brown lock to separate the floor from the wall. Oh, I'm not sure about that though.
A brown what?
A brown lock. So you have a brown lock on the wall, right?
Yeah, actually, that's what I saw in the reference picture too. I'm not exactly sure we should do that. Any opinion on that, Tina?
Didn't we actually do so on the interior of the intro area too?
Yes, we did. Oh, it's actually very small though. Maybe we
Yeah,
can just
it is small.
We can add a
Everyone
very
has
small.
it in every house.
Huh?
Okay.
Sorry, again?
Everyone has this little
thing on the floor. Yeah.
wood thing on the floor. Yeah. So
Yeah, right.
What's the German word for that?
Fußleiste.
Leiste.
Yeah, right. Fußleiste.
Fußleiste, yep.
There was like this very funny joke when they told like some boss told his some kind intern that he's supposed to get like the Fußleistenanbringungsleiter or sowas. Like a letter for doing these kind of things.
A skirting board or baseboard is the English translation for that.
Baseball.
What? Okay.
Skirting.
I think I will make the upper one. I will leave the upper one as it is. Yeah. No, I guess it makes sense to have it. Yeah. So what do you think about the floor texture? Now we got actually two variants, and I actually like this one with having the different width of the
left one.
Yeah, the left one. I like this one.
I like the left one too. Yeah.
Yes.
It's also better because of the perspective, I think. And it's
I mean, like have it vertical instead of horizontal.
Horizontal. Like
Yeah,
horizontal
yeah.
with vertical in between lines. I think that's better from the perspective standpoint.
Yeah, I think so too. That's why. Let's take this one, and also with a different width. I like it. It's like a nice variation.
Yeah. Like the only thing I think if you would have to vertical stuff, you also need horizontal stuff, like we did in the intro area. Like there it made sense because of the architecture, but I think for the floors inside a house, you normally only have one direction.
Yeah,
right?
right. Yeah.
Because it looks better, I think. I don't know. I'm no architect, but I would think so.
Yeah, for the old hideout, I actually looked at pictures from like Japanese temples and all that, and they have always these kind of the two ways they organize the floor patterns.
Yeah, I think it's because of the how they build stuff, right?
I guess.
Like with one path like that, and one path goes vertical, so tiles need to be vertical, and then horizontal paths.
I'm already annoyed by having two different tiles for the floor. I always mess this up. Yeah, that's fine.
But it looks better.
Yeah, it does, I guess. So, okay, now we got a floor, we got a wall, and I actually added some carpet by just adding a square of a lighter color. But I have to say, I really like having the darker floor and the lighter carpet. That's actually something we wrote up, that the carpet should have more like this white, light gray color. And I really like this. I think it has a very nice atmosphere. It looks modern. And that's actually kind of like the thing we wanted to have with the interior. Want to have like a contrast, having these kind of old style walls, and but like the furnitures and most of the interior looks kind of modern. So that's why you have a lot of black and white colors, and this kind of white carpet. And that was the whole idea. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just a comment about what per Twitch terms, to become a partner, you need to stream 3 times a week and have an average of 500 viewers. I don't think 500 viewers is accurate, because I know partnered streamers that do not have this amount of people watching every time. So I would say it's not. You can make like these kind of partner deals are more like based on personal matters. So you'd say, I want to be a partner, and they look into it, and there's just a regular idea. But 500 views per stream is like a lot. Is this like different kind of people, or just views on the stream? Like if I enter for 1 minute and go out, does this count for what's their logic, right? Because 500 is lots of people, and many streamers I watch don't have this kind of number. Germans confirmed the superior uniform race. No multiple floor ties allowed.
What?
What?
What was this?
I'm not sure what I have to think about that.
Oh man, I just copied the layer by mistake. Yeah, here I did. What? Sometimes I just copy layers. I don't know why. Any suggestion how? Now I wanted to actually create the tiles for the tables and how do you say? Gosh,
What's the German?
I forgot the word again. I even forgot the
Language.
German word.
Language fail.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job.
Yeah.
Developing an engine with 3D with 2D graphics and 3D collision, no problem. Remembering words,
Yeah, it's not my
it's
thing.
hard. It's hard.
Shelf? No, it's not shelf. It's
How does
counter.
Henning
Counter.
takes
The
like a
counter.
flügel?
The shop
The
counter.
Ah, a
What's
shop
the-
counter.
What's the German word? Tell me.
Ladentisch.
Ladentisch?
Ladentheke.
That's just
Ladentheke.
Ladentheke, yeah, that one, yeah. So I just want to create graphics with that. What do you think? Should be metal or thing? I think
I like the idea of having the ground base like the what's on top of the counter is metal and the
In
other
front
stuff
it's
is wood. Like the same with the trading booths.
okay,
you
alright,
know?
I guess that's a fair idea.
Wait,
Because that wait.
are you guys all German? Asked Relvoy.
Yes.
Sorry for interrupting.
No, we're not. No, it's a lie. Don't lie.
Well,
We're not
there's-
all German. We
but
have
everybody
one Austrian
everybody
guy.
in the stream is, but yeah.
No,
Yeah, but
not
he's
every.
speaking
yes.
German too with a crazy.
Yeah, we
Austrian
have one
accent.
Austrian guy, but he basically speaks German.
Well, I'm not sure
Sometimes
you
better
can hear
than we
people.
do. So
Wow, Stefan, you know Bavarian is as bad as Austrian.
I don't know. I come from Berlin, so I have a very heavy accent.
You do?
Yeah, you don't notice it because we know each other for so long. But new people are always like, "What did you say?"
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the first time I was in Bremen for the meetup, some people didn't understand what I was trying to tell them.
Really? You don't speak so bad German.
I just speak fast German. It's very efficient German.
At least if you're German, it's efficient. It might be a bit more hard for non-German.
Yeah, like German is it's a verbose language. Like if we write something, it's always so blown out. Because in German you can basically put every word in every order and it still makes sense somehow.
And you can make 45 letters long words and you're still
Yeah.
making sense.
Dampfschifffahrtskapitänführerschein, or what was it? I don't know. Something.
Yeah.
Dampfschifffahrtskapitäns. Ugh, lost it.
Also, let's post a very important link. Steam CrossCode on Steam. By
I
the way.
thought you were talking about FizzBuzz Enterprise Edition.
No, I could like that's something a developer can always laugh about because this is just so ridiculous. I go into the source, and what did it was interfaces? There are interfaces for loops,
Yeah.
and one of these interfaces is called loop context state manipulation.
Oh man.
Loop payload execution. Oh boy. String returners, also very good. Integer string returner. String returner. With a method that is conveniently called gets return string. I love this. And it's funny that because sometimes it's really like this in enterprise companies.
Hmm.
Like we had a whole class about this. How these big software companies basically create these software patterns to not work on a problem, but try to blow up the problem. So eventually the problem hopefully goes away. That's, I think, the logic. I don't know.
I think it's all about creating code that's so adaptable that it's supposed to handle all kind of
Yeah.
extensions in the future. But in
Scalable
practice,
code.
you never need it. So
Yeah.
you're having so much workload doing this in the proper way, and then it's just wasted effort. Okay, so here's like a very simple shop counter. I feel like an incredible artist when this kind of might work here. But I guess it kind of that's roughly like the shape I would go for. Like just having a tile-based, nothing too thin, nothing too thick, just simple 16 tiles. 16
sure, no.
pixels.
Yeah, I think do that, Felix. I'm sorry. I actually hurt you.
Mhm.
It was just a funny thing on the chat. I can totally agree to them. Someone had a negative review on the Steam page saying, "I can't believe I wasted my money on this when you can play the demo for free." And it was kind of funny because you brought the game. So the online demo is currently still available because we want to have a smooth transition from the shorter demo to the from the long demo. People are used to the shorter demo, so people get into Steam and the early access version. And but it's funny because if you buy the game on Steam right now, you brought the early access version, so you already have the game. Every update,
Once
the whole
it's done.
game is already is in your position. You just have to wait to get the game done. So where you can still play an actual not full featured demo online, because there are some features only present in the Steam early access version. Yeah, you get the game. I don't know. I thought it kind of funny, but I can understand it though, right? But hopefully we fix that soon. What's this word? Rindfleisch-Etikettierungs-Überwachungsaufgaben-Übertragungsgesetz.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Can't believe I got that.
German.
Carpet
really.
color. Why so much gray? Asked Blocky87. This is just this is just layouting. So colors are not final.
Gray is modern though. Yeah, but
so
I mean
gray is
right now the
modern.
colors are not final, but there will be a lot of gray and black and white colors because the whole idea is that it kind of should seem like a modern design, and that usually works well when you have these kind of gray, black, white colors. Though
Yeah.
I think we will optimize it to have enough contrast.
Yeah, definitely. So I see you right now. You're making basically these counters we had in the Mac and Blue chipset. where you could-
Yeah,
yeah.
damn it, I
Alright.
think your delay is pretty huge. Maybe should update Twitch or something. I'm already working
No,
on
I already
couch.
see the right one. You do
Okay,
right now.
alright, okay.
It's alright. I just realized you did that.
hmm
Basically because of the curve.
Yep.
What
Now I'm
Felix
adding a
was doing is
couch.
something. Yeah, it's a rough.
Maybe I
rough
should talk about some sprite art stuff here again. So maybe some interesting info for some people here. So what I just realized is whenever you sketch a sprite art like this, a very nice way to do it is to just use two colors. You use one front color and one top color, and by simply using a dark color for the front and a light color for the top, you can very easily sketch simple shapes like this one. So once you understand this concept, you can actually roughly see that this one is supposed to be a couch, but just using these kind of two color lines. And that way you can sketch complex shape without getting too much into details, and then the details can be added afterwards. And that's all.
Very nice. Yeah, I like
think
that.
My Twitch stream is broken, and I
No.
can't reload the page, which is interesting.
No, why so laggy, Page? Did I miss the coding part again? No, no coding today.
There's
No
no coding today, sorry.
I actually did some coding today. You didn't
did?
show that.
You did some coding?
Yeah, I did something cool today. So yeah, for CrossCode, we when we create maps,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
always like this starting thing where we create the levels, and for each level we usually take 2 background layers and 1 collision layer, and maybe even an additional navigation layer and some shadow layers. So there are a lot of layers to create manually, and every time you have to add a map and a level, and it's just annoying to do for me personally. So I thought, fuck it. I create
Language.
a tool for that. I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so I got ahead and added a new button to the Weltmeister editor, which comes with a new feature that automatically generates the maps the layers you need based on the levels you set in the map settings. Maybe we can show this off later. It's actually very cool.
I didn't
because you
see
can
it
also
myself.
Huh?
I didn't even see this myself yet.
Yeah, see. Very, very tidy. You can even say it should create detail layers for the backgrounds. So normally we have one base layer and then a detail layer where we add stuff like these leaves on the ground in autumn area or small plants you can walk on.
Actually, I have to check something. How high have been the chairs in CrossCode again? I always forget this. Ah, here it is.
12 or 10 pixels.
I think it's less. It's much less. Like
You think so?
the base where you sit on.
The base.
Yeah, it's actually
I don't know.
only.
I don't
It's
know.
less than 8 pixels, just 6 pixels. Yeah, that's like
6
actually
pixels.
something. Yeah, it's
Oh.
just 6 pixels. That's something we put some research on. So we have the sprites of the characters. So you have to design chairs that the characters can actually sit on. And it turns out that the height is not quite as high as you would expect. It's actually very low. And the thing is, if you stand now right next to a chair and you actually look how high that chair is, it makes sense. Like the crown of the chair, like the base where you sit on, is on the height of your knees. It's not higher than that. And if you now
Yeah.
scale this down to the sprites, then it turns out maybe just 6 pixels, not much more than that.
Development.
Once you have this
Um,
measured, you can always reuse that, of course.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
How do you guys manage collision detection? Oh, big question.
Whoa,
Felix,
big
that's your thing.
I just hope one of the Ghost perks not gonna ask this question anytime soon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at
but
some point
actually-
we need to make a stream just about the collision.
I think we will just make a
Yes.
series where I just talk about the collision one part after the other, because you cannot just talk about this in one stream. It's so much stuff.
Yeah.
I have to explain this part by part, and I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to explain how the engine works, but it will take some time, and we probably would do it one step after the other during the dev streams. And there's a lot of stuff, a lot of hacking there, and a lot of details which really make all the difference. So even if I now explain how the principle works, you still have to put a lot of effort just figuring out the details, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can talk about this for certainly, but yeah, it's a big question.
Yeah, what I see on forums or on blogs and some stuff like that, that many people have lots of problems with collision,
Yeah,
and
that's why
I can kind
usually
of understand that.
that's why you're supposed to use an existing engine in the first place.
Yeah, many people use existing, but I kind of see the it's good to understand how the collision works.
Yeah.
Because for me, I always created my own kind of collision systems, and it started with very, very stupid tile-based systems where I would check if the entity was inside a collision tile and would move it away from it, but that has a huge problem with fast entities. So a smarter attempt was to create something similar we have here, which is based on the velocity and the speed of the entity.
Yeah. I can talk about some general ideas here, which might be
Yeah,
interesting.
go ahead.
And there's a difference between the physics engine in CrossCode and the one in Impact.js. So first of all, our engine is based on Impact.js. So Impact.js is actually nice because you can look at the physics engine and it's not too complicated. You can roughly understand it. But it's optimized for 2D games with 2 dimensions. And the way it works, that's actually, I think I talked about this before, but you have X and Y movement, and you first move toward the X dimension and then the Y dimension. This works well for a lot of use cases, especially if you have 2D jump runs where you just walk sideways and jump. But in CrossCode it was more complicated, because in CrossCode you very often have diagonal movements. Your character can move diagonal, and your balls fly diagonal. And the balls are actually a central element of CrossCode, and I really wanted to have the collision of the balls precise. Because if it's not precise, it's something that the player might notice, because you get the preview on how your ball flies, and then you throw the ball and it's supposed to fly exactly the way that you predicted. It needs to be precise. And that's why I had to rewrite this whole engine to not have the separate movement of the X and the Y dimension, But first, essentially do both movements at the same time. Which essentially means you have to do vector calculations. It's a lot about having 2D vectors, finding intersection points between two vectors. And that's all the stuff you learn in linear algebra. So those people who actually paid attention in math classes might actually be able to do that. So surprise people, math is important for game dev.
Dang it, how? I really wish though if I wouldn't need to program to create these kinds of things, I wouldn't do it. Because designing stuff and thinking about it and how it should work design-wise is just so much fun. Like we had so much fun talking about the xenodialogues thing. I mean, the implementation was okay. It wasn't hard at all. Like I was surprised how fast it worked.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't expect it to, really. We basically talked one day about it, about how the interaction should work with NPCs and the entity, and on the same day or one day after that, I finished it.
Yeah.
What? That was weird. And it's like such a huge thing. Like that's an interesting thing. Sometimes you code and you code away and it takes so long, and the result is like non-noticeable. You don't notice it, but if it's gone, you would notice. So it's very like so it's not very rewarding work. But sometimes you have an idea about a cool feature like the xenodialogues, and you think about implementing that, and you think it's actually pretty hard, and then you go ahead, implement it in like one day, and it's just amazing, and you think like, wow, that's so awesome. Now we can have dialogues where you just walk along, and I think that's super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Even especially if you can enter dialogues. So sometimes an NPC might say a special word and it's highlighted, and the system will recognize this, and we can actually start an event. So you can talk to the NPC that just said something, and you can react to what people say instead of
the dialogue system is actually something you can see in the early access version as well.
Yeah, right. There's one NPC pair that actually makes use of that.
We might might do changes to add the use more consistently, but
yeah. It was just a test to make it in a real life example, because previously it was just 3 colors standing close to each other talking.
Yeah, we got a couch, guys.
Yeah, couch.
Mm-hmm. Sweet.
Like a couch.
Very important interior thingy, I think.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, it's supposed to be. There's supposed to be some like recreation areas or relaxation or something. And
to chill, man. To chill. You want to chill.
For
so you
chilling.
have a couch.
Yeah, for chill. Anyway, so I guess some couches are nice. That's a couch.
I can people saying I don't hate math or something, or you can hate math. I hate math sometimes too. But you just need it sometimes.
Cool with math.
Yeah, you go. It's your thing, math. I did the math, guys. I used my brain.
Math cool.
I mean, that could be an awesome feeling too, right? Like, I used my brain, guys.
I think one of the
streamers actually said that.
Yeah, that was cool. I used my brain,
if I
guys.
bounce the ball off here and then there, it should activate the kids. Guys, I used my brain. This is so amazing. Oh boy, that was good. Yeah, I always like to see like this. If people have so much fun exploring and just solving the puzzles.
Yep, it's rewarding. Okay.
And actually, we just had an article about CrossCode, right? Where a really in-depth article about how we design things and how this how this kind of gets to the player and how they feel about it. Because like we think, hey, it's a good idea that Leah learns her first word at this point, right? And people actually see that, like the idea too, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, recently we got a lot of positive feedback about the way we designed Leia as a character. Like
yeah,
that she's not really a heroic mute, but kind of like a parody of that whole thing, that she cannot speak, but she's actually mute and she has a lot of character, and that's what it's very well received by a lot of people. Like there was one guy at RPC who really liked this idea. And the funny thing is
Yeah.
that's like I just got this idea from Okami, and that's you know that it's funny if you think about that. I think Ami from Okami has more character than Link ever had, and she's a wolf. That's at least my opinion.
It's like super duper amazing. Like, I don't know. I think that was some of the coolest idea you just came up. So, how about she just uses some words? All right, let's do that. That sounds like something new, something no one did. Well, is there a game that
funny situations?
Yeah, and that maybe people would also like. Basically, we kind of provoked that kind of discussion about how this is a trope where the protagonist is silent because it's easier for the developer, and you can basically let NPCs say something that makes sense because the character can't talk, so the NPC has to be like the active part in the conversation. It's much easier for the developer. So how do we get around that, and how do we make it a little bit funny and a little bit comic relief, but also believable? Because I think some of the early ideas from Felix was to use faces to show expressions. Like they're really early on concept graphics of Leia that just look different.
I'm just reading interesting question or comment from Candy395, like that he said you should not work with an engine, but he makes a point that if your goal is not actually to develop a game or publish a game, but instead just getting some experience with programming, learning some skills which are related to designing game engines, would it make sense to just do it? And I actually agree. I mean, that's true. It depends really on what you want to do. If you want to get experience, want to have some hard task to work on to get just some hand-on experience, then designing your own game engine is actually it's a pretty good idea, because it's a very challenging task to do a good game engine, and you get a lot of experience with it that you might use even working with other game engines. Because I mean, in most game engines you still need to program parts to actually calculate the logic of movement and things like this, and a lot of ideas you use in the engine might be reused in these kind of parts. So the idea is that if your goal is to just get experience, to play around with the tech stuff, then doing your own engine is actually worthwhile. It's just that you have to be aware that if you want to create your game and that's your first target, doing the engine with the game is a lot of work. You have to be aware of that. I'm not saying it's impossible, because I mean otherwise you wouldn't be doing this. I mean, we kind of did it. I'm just saying it took us over 3 years to do this. So be aware it takes a lot of time. So
actually a good tip would be the Impact engine has some I would say open parts or tutorials which explains certain key parts of the engine. And even though I haven't purchased the Impact engine, I could reprogram or not like copy pasting, but it's like okay, I see the code of Impact, and I try to recreate it in I think it was C#. I was programming in, and I learned really a lot about how the engine works and how to make a good clean core for the engine. And yeah, I think it's a good opportunity to reprogram Impact.js.
I think, again, I always say Impact.js is very minimalistic, but that's exactly why it's a great engine. It's very nice to get like a minimal a game engine in its minimal state, and it's really clean for that. And even more than that, it really shows you how you can create clean code in JavaScript. That's I think that's about the most awesome thing about it.
Yeah, right, with the class.
The whole
hierarchy
module and
structure,
class system is really nice. Though
Yeah.
be warned, there is some overhead related to it, probably, but
Yep.
it's not that bad in practice, I think.
There's also a question I want to answer because it's meant for me. It's basically saying,
Unity?
Stefan, answer this question. Yeah. It's, do you think that Unity is overrated? Yes.
That was quick.
That's my, there you go. Yes, I think it is.
Go on with the rating.
I think it's you can do cool stuff with it, but I think it's overrated for it. I think it's people praise it as something it isn't. Because people say it's easy to do games with, and I think it's not easier than doing it with any other engine. It's just maybe simpler to use in the beginning, but if you want to make good stuff with it, be prepared, because you're gonna code, you're gonna be having sleepless nights, just as you do
Especially with the free version.
especially with the free. Yeah, well, the free version is basically the pro version right now, with the Unity 5. So
maybe
I like that idea because I didn't like the idea that I couldn't do post processing in the free version of Unity before. I think like what? If I make 3D, I want to make post processing and render to texture stuff and just like cool stuff. Like if I make 3D, then I want to make the cool stuff with it. So yeah, Unity, not my favorite thing, but you can do cool games with it, like Star Mazer. Star Mazer is made with Unity,
this is Skyline.
and they have a
City
very
Skyline, or
cool
what was the
system
name?
for it. City Skyline made with Unity. So there you go, cool games with it. But I don't. But not as cool as many people say. Personally, it's not just my personal thing. If someone really likes it, I can understand. Like I really like Impact.js, and I can see people not liking it.
Sure.
I cannot understand it, but I
Any suggestions for like class Vitrinen? Oh my gosh. German translation, please. English, I mean.
Vitrine.
Like shelves.
Vitrine.
The class shelves.
Vitrine.
Vitrine, okay.
A cabinet, display glass cabinet.
Yeah. Any
Glass
ideas
cabinet.
for material, color? So there's gonna be class, yes, but what's gonna be around the class? Should it be wood or metal? I think I'm tending to probably use metal. Maybe I will make it dark too, like the furnitures. I actually like this whole theme of you having dark furnitures.
Challenger says Unity is only a tool. It's the dev's task to use it wisely. Yeah, I agree. It's just a tool.
Okay.
It's not an automated process to make good games.
Yeah.
You need to have some kind of idea or. Yeah, I also think that it's a shame that many people that there is this asset store, right, where you can basically buy your graphics. Like I personally like when games have their own graphics. Of course, it's a bigger task, but I kind of like that because it's unique. But if you just buy the graphics somewhere, there is a chance that someone else also brought the graphics. This was always my problem with RPG Maker.
Yeah, this community heavily relied on just reusing existing graphics.
Yeah.
But it was really productive if you just wanted to create some game.
Yes, sure, it's productive. Like that's something cool about tools like Unity or Unreal, in that manner that you can create prototypes faster. Like you can try out ideas very fast.
Mm-hmm.
I think especially if you make something complex, like there was this one game where, based on the perspective of an object, you would solve puzzles. So you would take an object, go a few meters away, take the object, and would preserve the size it has on the point of view. Right? You would go close to a metal bar, pick it up, go back a few meters, and place it above a chasm. And you could now cross the chasm because the metal bar is so large.
Uh-huh.
When you put it down and go to it again. It was like mind bending, but I really like this. and I still don't know exactly how they did it. Probably something with distance to the object and scaling it, and I don't know.
Yep.
Felix, wouldn't it make more sense if it would be 2 pixels at the bottom and not 2 at the top?
Yeah, he just did that.
My picture's getting up
Stream-
again.
Yeah, the
I was
stream
just
delay.
like, what?
There's too much stream delay. I'm currently trying to figure out a system where you can actually replace the content with different tiles to have variations in the content. Maybe I will do it in a way that the upper 8 tiles are just, the lower 8 tiles are just not glass, but something else.
Well, if it's about spreading furniture, I think I have enough experience.
Yeah, actually, yeah, maybe I shouldn't go too much into details here and just let you do your thing.
Let me do my thing.
So I guess that's like the rough proportions that you will deal with the rest, I guess. Okay. Any other things I should add? I'm kind of like Beistelltisch, some kind of display for the wall.
Yeah, displays.
Mm-hmm.
This will be very complex. Will be just
Maybe
a square.
shelves for the walls too.
Shelves? Didn't I just
No,
add?
like wooden shelves. Like no, just like a plate
Attached
at
to the wall.
Attached to the wall.
Oh, a plate.
Where you put
attached-
on books normally or something else.
Okay, I can try to do that.
Little figurines.
Figurines, right? Like that would be very easy to add and easy to map.
So that would be like less modern, like belonging to these kind of like retro style.
Can be look modern. No, it can look modern. It can be with the
They
black.
can be floating.
Maybe floating here.
We can add some lasers and then it's modern.
We did the same in the cargo ship area.
Okay.
I think. No, we didn't. We didn't. Sorry.
Okay.
The asset store is great for learning, but it is the worst idea for commercial games. Yeah, sure. I could see that. Many people are just reselling Unity's example projects. Whoa, alright. Alright, that's weird. Why would you resell the example? People buy this? No. Felix,
Mm-hmm.
gotta
Thanks.
Thanks, Pseudo Radius for
Pseudo.
reminding us. Add soup on the ground. What?
Add soup on the ground. No. Yeah, actually we now got roughly the first design of the interior, I think. Actually now have 2 hours over. So we could actually work on something else now, or is there anything else I should work on?
Lamps? Maybe?
Lamps.
What's the status on the beams? You
I
still have to
added
make.
some beams here. Blop. I just hit them.
You could add some door frames.
Door frames
Yeah,
is a good
the-
idea. Yeah.
Go into the door thingy, yeah. Right, we always need this.
Oh my, where do I add those?
It's so hard to run through walls.
Yeah. It is.
Let me think of stuff that you can find in. I just opened the planning stuff we did in the meeting. Planning areas.
A physical disk of the OST. Would be interesting.
Physical disc of what?
Of the OST, of the soundtrack.
Oh.
What do you think about that?
Sounds expensive to produce. How did we do the doors in the old hideout again? We had special graphics. No, wait, that can't be.
Yeah, often I catch myself
Okay.
singing to the soundtrack while I play CrossCode.
Oh
It's
yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I usually have my playlist of music when I map. Sometimes I